So we're here again with Dave Sharp, Floatlight, and as always, there's a limited edition, and as always, it's from Omega. Tell us about this watch, Dave.
Well, I've got to correct you on that. It's not actually a limited edition.
Is it not?
For once in its life, it's not actually a limited edition. I think they actually forgot that, usually Bond ones are, but this is not numbered or limited edition.
All right, because I saw a lot of numbers in the back of it.
I think that's just that I believe is James Bond's service number.
Oh.
Which I understand that is. This is one of the first of the more recent Bond watches. It's not a limited edition, and it's not even a numbered edition by all accounts. So, I understand the story with these is that this is going to be produced. They've not said how many or how few they'll make, but it's certainly not, as I say, limited and it's not numbered. The watch will be produced, I believe, up until the point where they talk about the next film.
Right.
Obviously, if there is one, which I'm guessing there definitely will be.
Yeah.
As to how many they make in total, who knows? But the only numbering on it is obviously there's a serial number, but on the back there's some numbers which I think some folk are maybe confused with a limited edition number, but that by all accounts is James Bond's service number.
There's the number on the back
so
there.
You can see, what have we got here? I believe this is meant to reflect James Bond's service numbers.
Yeah, because it looked odd. It was like stroke.
Yeah, because it's got that kind of idea, isn't it? Yeah, but no, it's just, and it's very subtle in terms of it's only got the 007. Well, obviously it's got 007 here, but it's got the 007. It's got the broad arrow, and it's got the broad arrow in the dial, which I know has been a bit contentious for a few people who've kind of said, should it have the broad arrow or shouldn't it? I mean, the way I look at it is, any normal watch that doesn't have military heritage, it probably shouldn't have the broad arrow on it. But this piece is a piece that has been made really as a movie set prop at the end of the day.
Right.
It's as much as Omega are the kind of a corporate sponsor of the Bond franchise. At the end of the day, they're product placing this in the movie, and he is a military man in the movie, and the watch has been made, I believe, to kind of reflect that it's military, and then they happened to make that watch available to purchase, and what you're buying is the watch that was in the movie. So it doesn't.
Is this the one they spoke about and said this won't be part of any existing line?
I believe, I think that's the understanding, because from looking at it, as much as it's a SEAMASTER Professional, 300M, there's so many differences to any of the ones that are currently out there.
Right.
The case is different. It's slightly thinner. The lug shape's slightly different. It's a 21mm lug width on it as well, whereas most of the stainless steel ones are a 20mm lug width.
Okay.
The actual case thickness is slightly different. It looks certainly slightly thinner. You can even see, if you look, if I reach in, you should be able to see it in the camera, hopefully. If you look at the helium valve, you'll see that it actually fractionally overlaps. It's slightly wider than the actual case itself.
Right.
Which, when you look on the steel ones, that's not the case either. It's, pardon the pun.
So when did this one come out?
They obviously announced it, what was it, a couple of months ago now they announced that?
Yeah, before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, and the first kind of ones hit the some of the stores about 10 days, 2 weeks ago. That was the first batch. Even those guys were kind of a wee bit surprised by how quick it came through. I think they were talking about the first ones becoming available at the back end of this month, so this week, kind of next week. And I got that a kind of text, and it was like, oh, they've arrived, and they got a kind of a handful each. I think they got a couple of the ones on the new Milanese, and they got a couple on the NATO strap.
Right, so this strap here is titanium as well?
Yeah, the whole thing's titanium, including the clasp as well. So the watch is all titanium.
Yeah, the clasp's quite interesting.
It is. Clasp's really nice, actually. Very like their standard deployant clasp. But if I carefully, the nice little thing is, because, let's see if we open this, buttons, there we go. You'll see there's this nice little, usually what you do is you flex the strap to go through into the pinhole, but in this one it's got a little pop up. So you can just slide the strap through and you lock it into place through the pinhole. And it's also nicely rebated so that when it goes in, it actually makes the clasp that little bit thinner, so it's not sitting proud like we normally hear. It does actually recess into there as well. So yeah, it's a nice little piece, nicely made clasp. So there's lots of little pieces on this that are just that little bit different to
what we're used to
what you're used to on the standard clasps as well. Yeah.
So what's the retail on this one?
7.2 roughly, 7.2 something. It's usually they love to come up with bizarre numbers. I think it's 7.270, 7.290, something like that kind of neck of the woods. Slightly cheaper if you get it on the NATO. I think it's just under 6.8, 6.9, something like that on the NATO. As opposed to this, but the NATO's really nice actually. It's got the similar browns and kind of vintage patina colours on the NATO, so it does match it really nicely. But I might pick the NATO up when it becomes available as a service part. But frankly, I think it looks great on this kind of Milanese, and I can never understand folk who would buy it on the NATO out the box, considering it's only a few £100 cheaper.
Yeah, that's
and
stupid.
that bracelet's going to be. I'm guessing it's probably going to be somewhere between 600 and 1,000 quid, going by how much these things cost. Especially by the time you factor in the clasp, which you'll need as well. So even if you don't particularly like it and you want to wear it in NATO or leather, I would say you would buy it in this, and you would just strap off and keep it for when you.
Right, carefully put it on the wrist. Let's see what it looks like.
The actual bracelet does wear extremely comfortable, and I do typically wear it in one of its smallest settings, and I was concerned that because of the amount of overlap it might be a little uncomfortable, but no, certainly it's so far been super comfortable. I've only really worn it for a few hours since I picked it up.
Right.
But yeah, this is an interesting position. If only the viewers or the listeners could see this position.
Well, I'll let you take it back off again.
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Getting old, son. Getting old.
I'm getting old, mate. I'm old. I think it'll be interesting to see, though. I mean, the last few movies has always been 2 watches.
Right.
Like at the last one, obviously they had the Spectre watch, the SEAMASTER 300, which had the GMT style bezel on it. So that was the kind of film watch last movie, Spectre. But there was also the coat of arms movie, coat of arms watch, the Aquaterra, that had the blue dial with the little coats of arms in it. So they did 2 for that movie. So far on this one, they've only been 1. So
yeah, because this was the one that was in all the spy shots last year that people were looking at.
That's right. It'd be interesting to see if there is a second watch that pops up. Because we've got a little bit of time for the film, but I would have thought they would have announced it. But maybe there's a surprise coming. But who knows? Who knows? And
you have got a collection coming from Swatch Group as well.
Yeah, so Swatch Watch themselves have also released 6 pieces, kind of that pay homage to various films over the last
half century, probably
30 or 40 years, I think, really.
But all the way back to Dr. No.
In fact, yeah, that's right. The first one's a Dr. No one, which is the one that everyone's joking to say once you read on, you can't read no. Because the dial, it depends which way around you read it. I really like that one. I think of the set of 6, yeah, it's a pity. We'll need to get a wee video done of them, because they should arrive, but UPS managed to mess up the delivery.
Nice.
Moonraker, was it? The one with the shuttle? Was that Moonraker? Was that right? Was that
right.
Film?
Possibly.
What was the one where they were on space station? That was Moonraker, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I'm sure it was.
There was 2 up there.
Aye, I really like that one, because I think 4 of the 6 are in the new gent style, the bigger 41mm case, and 2 of them are in the smaller kind of gent style case. A few folk have already been moaning that they should have done them all in the bigger size. But
yeah, I read that in our forum.
To be fair though, the
original bit something.
Of course there is. The original Swatch though was the gent size. The new gent is the kind of more common, because they got bigger as taste changed. But that is the traditional one. They are, though, interesting thing with them is they're all limited, but they've not said how many there are. So basically every one of them is limited. 2 of them have more or less sold out already. I think it was last Thursday. So what would that have been last Thursday? That would have been around about the 18th. No, what day would that be? 18th-ish?
The 20th. Yeah.
That's when they became available. And by Saturday, 2 of them were already pretty much impossible to get. Right. And from having a few chats with a few folk, I think the lowest limited edition was round about 1,500, 2,000 units. So actually relatively low. And the biggest one was probably, I think it was a 5-figure number.
Yeah.
But some of them will become quite collectible. And they've said limited, not said how many. And there's there's no sign that there's going to be a reissue of them. I think once they're out, they've put them out. And I know that I popped up when I was at home. I popped into the Glasgow store, and they had the big display, and they only had 4 on it, and 2 had been removed. And they said they had a couple of the 2 that were being removed, but they'd been told to send them back because even Ecom had completely run out of them. So it sounds like they are super rare.
Good. Well, thanks very much for bringing this over, and
worries.
I think I'll probably see you in a week's time when you've got the new swatches as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, they should be here. They should be at home when I get back up from work this week.
Good. Well, listen, guys, thanks a lot for viewing this video. We have got a lot more coming. We've got a lot more in the bag, so check our channel, subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends, do all those kind of cool things, and also check out our podcast out twice a week. Scottish Watches Podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and everywhere else podcasts are available. We also have a website with articles, fun stuff, and we are very busy on Instagram, so go follow us there. So thanks, Dave, and we'll catch you again soon.
Cool. Take care.